Okay, so uh, in this last session, I have completed routing. Okay, so routing, suppose one page to another page, how to redirect. Okay, routing is serving component based on the requested matching URL, and how to steps to follow how to create the routing. Get service in the app config.ts file. In the provider router, pass the routes. Okay, and for the placeholder, you need to register router outlet in the app.html. Okay, and for the redirecting, use attribute router link and router link active for the selection purpose, for the class purpose, and router link used for the page from one page to another page. Then you in the router link you can pass page name, then it will redirect to another page. Okay, so now now we will talk about the next point is root parameter. Root parameter. Root parameter means we want to send value from one page to another page. How to send? Okay, so just open on here. Uh, okay, I create one button. Button button type button class etn btn dark. Okay. On here write the click event click is equal to redirect redirect. Okay, redirect to directive page. Okay, so op in the ts file, this is a class. Inside the class we have write function on here, and on here we write the code for the this dot uh, this dot root. For that we need to register mm, need to register on here um, router. Router. Okay, so and after that we need to inject router router is equal to inject router. Code. Okay. Actually, on here, inject is using for the inject the service. Okay, service or library. Okay, this is inject is coming in the latest version in from 15. Let after 15 is come inject. Before that is work with the depend constructor with the constructor di dependency injection. In that constructor we can pass these things on here, like these things on here: private uh, private router colon router. Okay, like these things before that we are doing like this syntax. Okay, but after 15, after angular 15, syntax is coming inject. Okay, through this syntax we can create the instance of this router. Okay, before that this syntax is working like in C sharp dependency injection. Okay.
Okay.
So on here router dot navigate dot navigate. We want to redirect which page? Page name is dir. Dir means directive. Actually, which name is going given in the root page. Okay, on here we give the name on here. Okay, directive dir. So this name we need to give on here dir. Okay, and comma we pass the value, like we pass the value 1 2 3. Okay, so then go to the mm, directive page, directive on here. You can write in constructor this dot also we need to inject on here uh, inject activate activated root activated root is equal to inject activate activated root. Okay, we need to add this library. Okay, so on here add dot param. Okay, dot subscribe. Okay, data lambda expression on here like this. On here this dot id is equal to data and id. Okay, id, and this id I set I assign the we need to assign variable name on here id. uh, like you can see like this is number type. Okay, number type is equal to 0. Okay, so id and set we want to show just for the confirmation I what the value is coming. Then go to on here. H4 root parameter colon in the interpolation id. Okay, so save and new terminal ng build. I am only on here doing from one page to another page, send value and get value from there. Or the error is coming. Pipe sample is used within the template. Router pipe.ts router must be external, so pipe must be router. Must be external. Okay, no need to on here just build. Actually, router I am injecting on here. Okay, so we no need to on there. But this on here. Pipe sample is used within the template of app. Pipe sample inside the app component it is using. Inside the app component pipe. Okay, on here no need. Okay, then ng curve. Okay, then run. Open the browser. Can you see my browser?
Yeah.
So I click the pipe. Okay, click the pipe. Okay, we want to send from here. Send the value to the directive page. Okay, when I click, then page redirect to the directive page, and on here we have sending value is on here value is on here. What the value I am sending? Can you check on here? Pipe on here hard coded value. Okay, 1 to 3. I am sending from the uh, pipe component to directive component value. I am sending 1 to 3 with the root parameter. Okay, so when I click this button redirect to directive on here, send the value 1 to 3, go to the directive page. Okay, and here value is come is 1 to 3. Correct. Root parameter value come 1 to 3. This value come from pipe component. This value come from pipe component. This is a page name. Okay, dir. Okay, through the router, this page redirect with the Ubuntu 3. Okay, Ubuntu 3, and on here we have getting value with the activate root. This inject this. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, so on here, activated root. Okay, using the activate root, get value from the another page, and this injecting this service inject used for the create the instance of activated root. Okay, you can understand this line. Inject, you can understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I create the instance of activate root. Okay, on the activate root dot param dot subscribe. Subscribe means subscribe that value. Okay, okay. These things I will discuss with the RSGX. Okay, when I discuss RSGX, then clear you can understand what the use of subscribe. Okay, so this string dot param, inside this instance we have param. Go to the definition. On here this is a param. Okay, this is observable data type is param observable type. Okay, on here get value, this is a param. Okay, param and subscribe, inside value come data, inside the data which value I am passing value is id, passing value id from pipe component. Okay, then id, data id come in the id, and this id I am show on here. This id I am show on here, id in the interpolation. Any confusion?
Sorry.
Any confusion on here?
No. No.
Okay, so can you tell me what is the how to do this?
That you have to inject that route parameter,
Yes,
and
correct.
then in the
Then
TS file, you
yes,
have to give that page number and the page name and the parameter.
yes.
Uh, yeah.
So go to on here and write it page, and on here get the value.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
this is a root parameter.
Use
Then
it to pass value from one page to another page.
correct. Okay, second we will uh, mm, uh, you can say write the definition on a root from mm, inject active activate root for it. Okay, and this is for the on here activated root. Okay, and after that we will talk about the query string parameter, or you can say this is a root parameter and this is a query string parameter. Okay, so we'll talk about the go to the pipe page. Okay, on here comment this code and I send value with the query parameter. This dot router dot query parameter. This dot router dot navigate. Okay, navigate, and on here page name bracket dir. Okay, dir and equal comma optional object return us with the navigate. Okay, rejected. One root parameter team page name. Okay, root is a root parameter navigate. Okay, so then on here query params colon I pass on here like city colon uh, Mumbai and country colon India. Okay, so okay, on here city and country we have passed to value with the query param. Okay, then go to the directive. Okay, and on here this dot activate root dot query params query params. Okay, dot subscribe dot subscribe sorry data lambda expression and parameters. Okay, so I getting value this dot city is equal to data mm, data city. Okay, and this dot country is equal to data country. Okay, we need to assign the variable city colon string country country colon string. Okay, b assign the value is undefined. Okay, and here when assign value is undefined. Okay, and just copy some variables
Country spelling is wrong.
correct country. Okay, city and country. Okay, so This value come from the query string. City directive on here. H4 query string parameter method column. First is city, second is country. TRY country. Okay. So I am sending value. Then again, this is run application. Right? Run. Okay. Just hello. Sorry for interrupt. Due to some light issue. Okay.
Okay.
So uh, then come from here. Okay. Then on here you can see my browser.
Yeah.
Okay. So I when I click this redirect to directive. Okay. So this page redirect to the directive page with the query string. Okay. On here we need to pass parameter also. On here no parameter, correct? This is a no query string on here. Then when I click, okay, then you can see city and city Mumbai and country India. Okay, but page is different. So I just check the uh, page name on here. Some issue on here because we need to redirect to the directive page. Just check on here. TIR page redirect to home page. Then what is the issue? Then what is issue on here? Actually, 1 year null. Maybe we need to pass parameter over here. Then check, go to the pipe, then redirect. Not working. What the issue? Index one. This dot is not second. Is the product dot id. Product id. Click on here. Okay. So on here, what the issue? Just I tell you. Uh, on here, we need mandatory parameter this for the query string. We need to pass as a this is a parameter need to mandatory comma go to the definition on here navigate actually this is a required parameter. On here we need to pass one id. Okay, this is a when you redirect based on id. Okay, then on here 1 to 1. Okay, something I have pass on your product id based on some other id you can pass or some value. Okay, after that you need to pass query string, then question mark. Okay, after question mark we have query string, city Mumbai, country India. After query string, before query string there is a root parameter. Okay, there is a root parameter. After question mark we have query string. After question mark we have query string. Before question mark we have root parameter. Okay, on here on no more changes because this is a you can see also this things root parameter, this value pass on, and these things I am passing on here to router link with the query string, but only on syntax is change on here. Just compare with both syntax. First I pass on here only query string, query param. Okay, this line we have passed on here comma and this query param city country. Same router that navigate both root parameter and query query string. Both things we have passed only on here. Extra is query param. Okay, so get from here same syntax from when I getting this that value on here, then same syntax same is a root parameter. Okay, but change is on here params on here query params. Go on here, right on here, this value we are getting. Understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, on here one is a root parameter, second is a query parameter. After that we will discuss about the just one is a root parameters and second is a okay. Then if you want to write code on here some we can write uh, pipe. Okay, only for the remaining remember purpose. This is code. and root parameter we have this code. We have this code. One is a root parameter, second is a heuristic parameter. Okay. After that we will discuss about the on still any confusion. Then go to the next topic.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So next topic we will discuss about the nesting of root. Nesting of root. Okay. So nesting of root means nesting of root means we have suppose that we have on here we have pipe component. Okay, so inside the pipe component we have create uh, inside this we have create another components. Okay, suppose that we have these roots pipes. Okay, inside the pipe we want to create another inside this. Suppose that this all roots inside the app component, because router outlet, mm, where I register router outlet app.html. Inside the app.html we have registered the app router outlet. Okay, on here we have registered the router outlet. Okay, so then app.html, this is a parent, and inside the this all things is the child. Okay, so after that then same things we are doing nesting of root, and we have component on here pipe, and on here we will uh, uh, we have parent pipe, and we want to create two children inside the pipe component. Inside the pipe component we want to create. Okay, so um, children, you can write on here children colon. Okay, suppose one is a just path colon, just I create one component personal, and component I have just I creating. Okay, component, and second component is path colon personal and education. We want to component I am creating inside the pipe component, and component colon. Okay, then personal. one is a personal, second is a education. Okay, this format. Okay, Control C, tell us ng generate component name personal inside the pipe. Then inside the pipe we have created the pipe. Folder name is pipe. Pipe, pipe, pipe sample. Inside the pipe, pipe, pipe samples. Suppose you want to create any folder, any component inside any folder, then you can first folder name. Okay, first folder name backslash and component name. What is the component name? On here, personal. Okay, ng generate component name, folder name. Inside the folder, we want to create the component name. Okay, it is generated. Then you fix personal. Okay, fix. Copy. Then again generate education. Okay, this is generated. Format. Okay, so just I check the on here. One is a education, second is a personal. Two component I am creating inside the pipe sample. Okay, this is a means this is a pipe sample. This is component parent. Inside the we are creating two child component. Okay, so then when open the pipe component, then we want to load this child component. How to load this? Then first point is we need to render this because we have parent for this personal and education component. What is the parent component? This is a parent component is pipe. For it, parent component is pipe. So this component render on the pipe component. So we want to we need to on here how to render any page in how to render any page. What the tag we need? Router outlet. Through the router outlet we need to render any page. Okay, so open the router outlet or pipe sorry pipe sample. Okay, so just I want to some HTML on here. Actually I divide two section on here. To one for tabbing. Actually I create some component inside this pipe component, education and personal. So I some UI changes on here. Uh, just on here div. Okay, inside the div class is row, class row. Inside the class we have two div. One div is class is equal to call ng and 6. Okay, this is one div. Second div is div uh, class class call LG6. Okay, so in first partition we move this HTML. We move to this HTML inside the first partition, and inside the second we need to register a child component on here. We need to register on here child component. Okay. So on here we want to on here we have tabs. Suppose that we want to bind the tabs personal and educational. In this page we want to create two tabs through this component. So first go to the on here, get bootstrap, search uh, tabs. Okay, link, link. Variable. Okay, click this, click, then I copy this code. Okay, so copy this code and paste on here. Okay, so call span. Okay, so first link, second link, and this I remove these things on here. No need. We have two component. Okay, so we remove this link. Okay, on here, we need to one is a personal, second is education. Okay, and one is personal, second is education, and why we want to click this page, then we need on here router link. Okay, router link is equal to personal. Personal. Okay, second router link education. Okay, and you can add the class active router link active is equal to act router link active, copy, paste. Okay, format, then this is a HTML. Okay, and open the roots on here, personal, personal and education. Okay, so and we want to register register on here. Okay, so we need to on here router outlet. Okay, because this is a parent component. Okay, parent component, inside the parent component we want to render child component on the parent component, so we want use router outlet for the placeholder. Okay, this is a placeholder. This is a placeholder for the child component. Same things we have registered in the app.html. Okay, router outlet. This is a placeholder. On here we can render child component. Then ng build. Okay. Okay, we need to register on here some uh, router outlet. We need to register on here router outlet. Router outlet. Okay, this conf key and on here. Okay, router outlet. And then clear ng build. Okay, so why is that show on here? Can I find router link? This is not a known property of. Okay, router link. So we need to register router link also on router link. Uh, router link. Okay, on here we need to register router link. Then again ls ng build. Okay, now build it successfully. Then ng serve. Okay, now running. Open the page on here. Okay, so open the pipe component on here. You can see we have two tabs. Okay, one is a personal. Okay, second is a education. Okay, you can see also, you can see in the URL, you can see in the URL education, inside the pipe component education component. Okay, then click on here pipe personal component. Some CSS issue maybe, so not tabbing perfectly on showing on here, but functionality is perfect. Education, then mouse over education. Okay, education click, then click on here personal. Okay, suppose that key when you click on here education, then by default go to the tab education, then by default go to the education tab. Okay, this is a parent. Inside the parent we have child component also. Okay, parent child tabbing working. perfect route URL change on here. Pipe component parent this is inside this child component. Click education works, personal works. This component button on here. I can also again point to point I am repeat on here what I do on here. This is a nesting approach. Okay. So for it we add a placeholder, add a placeholder in pipe component, compo, pipe component. Okay. What the placeholder? Router outlet, router outlet. Okay. So router outlet. Okay. Add a placeholder and for the navigating in the pipe component add the add navbar, add navbar in pipe component, like we are copy on here, copy and paste. This is a navbar. Okay. For the understanding purpose. Okay. These things I am adding. Add a placeholder, router outlet, add navbar. Okay. In pipe component, and we have created two component inside the. Okay. These things we have. You can remember how to use child component in parent component.
Okay.
Okay. Any confusion on here?
No.
Okay. So then we next point. No confusion, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then move to the next topic. Lazy loading. Lazy loading. Lazy loading means lazy means you can understand in Hindi. Then lazy means alsi, correct?
Yeah.
So alsi means when we need in any work, then you can do. Otherwise, you cannot do because you are lazy. On demand, you can do. On demand, you can do. Okay. So loading component based on demand, okay, is called lazy loading. It's called lazy loading, correct? Loading component based on demand. When you need, then you when need, then load, otherwise no need and not load. Loading component based on demand is called lazy loading. What is the advantage of lazy loading? Suppose that when you unnecessary rendering, remove the unnecessary rendering. Suppose when you build the application, and this is build application, so MB 2000 MB 3000 MB, when you rendering the page on the browser, So on demand, uh, you load the page, then uh, is improve the performance. It help it help in it help in improving the initial load time. Initial load time. Okay. About when you log in. Okay. We have login page. And login page, after open the login page, we have dashboard page. Okay. So suppose that you have dashboard page, container page, student, multiple page. You suppose the 10 components. When you log in, after that if you load the 10 component, then you take time, correct? If load the only on demand component, suppose only load if want to load the dashboard only, not other component want to load. So initial load time is less than when you load the complete component. Okay, so it help in improving the initial load time. So then it improve the performance and improve performance. Improve performance. Okay, so so how to create lazy loading, and then discuss in the code. We'll go to that code. Okay, so open the okay. So so we want talk to, suppose that we have one another page like student page. Okay, mm, path colon student info. Okay, student info, and on here load component. Okay, load component colon. Okay, import. Okay, just first I create the page name. Just comment this code. If any confusion in between, please stop me and ask the question. Okay, otherwise in later you can forget all things. ng
Okay.
generate component uh, ng generate component student. Okay, so ng generate component student, and another also component creating inside the ng generate component. Inside the student we have create the another component, mm, student details. Okay, we have created the two component on here. Student detail and student. Okay, so I on here open and comment code, import parenthesis and dot student backslash student. Okay, dot then a lambda dot student component. Okay, and format and on here open the student. Okay, student detail selector we need to register on here. App register. Okay, so I on here we will discuss on here. This is a load component. Means this function is call this this component call when I click this menu. Just copy and add the menu inside the open the menu section. Navbar. Navbar. So this open the node on here. Okay, actually this drop down is not working. Just I add one another plugin on here. uh, angular.json file. Open the angular.json. Actually drop down we need to some javascript plugin for the open this drop down, because this drop down open based on some need to javascript plugin. So open the angular.json. Okay, so set strict angular style and script 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 style. Inside the style we have write the script script script. Okay, on here we need to add module node node underscore module. Inside the node module go to the bootstrap 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 This is bootstrap inside the dist inside the JS mean the JS. Okay, so node module bootstrap backslash bootstrap backslash dist backslash JS backslash bootstrap dot min dot JS. Okay, we need this file for the open the dropdown. Then run this application. Okay, ng serve. Okay, okay, just I will remove this other error. App component. Okay, we need to register app component. Then we need to add student dot on here. We need to register app import. Actually, I add student detail component inside the student component. So with this, due to that reason, error is coming. Uh, Student details from student details. Okay, so I maybe remove this error. Student student detail copy and paste. Okay, then this is successfully built. Okay, then build, then open, then not open. This is drop down. What's the issue on here? Just build first ng build. Then ng serve. This is not working. So maybe some issue, other issue. Okay, so I will check this later. I add one menu on here. Student add on here. Open the navbar. Open the navbar. Okay. So copy. Put on here in first. Okay. So page name is student. Student. Just I check on the router. You need to student info. Okay. Student info. Okay. Student info. Student info. Okay. So then okay. So I open the spec element. Okay, just open spec, then go to the network, clear. On here again load the remove debugger. Okay, remove debugger. Okay, open the network. You can see multiple files is loading on here. Can you see? First sample, data binding, directives, pipes, personal, educational. Okay, but on here you can see student is not loading. Student info, student is not loading. Can you see?
Okay.
First sample, data binding, directive sample, pipe sample, personal, education. Okay, but on here you can see student component is not loading because student component I be add on demand. Student component is load based on demand. Okay, so I clear these things. Okay, I clear, then click student info. Okay, can you see only two files is loaded? Only two files is loaded on here. Okay, but suppose on here, go on here only. Okay, only two files is loaded, but just I load on here, clear, just I clear. Okay, okay, clear, clear. Not any file is loading. Okay, but on here, based on demand, file is loading. Based on demand, file is loading. Not loading, not loading anything because this already file is loaded. But this file is based on demand. Clear? Okay. This file loaded. All file is loaded. On here, no file is loaded because this all file loaded in the cache. Okay. But when I go to the student info, then that time this file is loaded. But also on here not loading these things because they also in cache. Student. Okay. This file is also in cache. Student. Just I clear. Effect. Okay, so go to the network. Okay, on here student file is not available on here. Okay, so on here and clear pipe directive all file is in the cache, but go to the student info. That time on demand is file is loaded. This is lazy loading. This concept is called lazy loading.
Okay.
Okay, for this we have add only this syntax. Open, go to the name the root. Okay, on here we need to write this code. Okay. Load component based on demand, this load component is called. Any confusion on here?
No.
Okay, so okay, now then uh, now from tomorrow we will start farm. Okay. Before some data sharing, before that we will talk about the data sharing
Okay.
from child to parent, how to data share. Okay. After that will start form. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Then